everyone, and thank you for joining us for our webinar, Restaurant Business Owners Policy, or BOP, Q&A, Serving Up Broker Success. My name is Richie Venner, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer at Distinguished Programs. I'm very excited to be leading this discussion today with members of our restaurant program. We pride ourselves on having the experience, flexibility, and depth of expertise to help brokers get the deals done, and this team really exemplifies that. At the end of today's webinar, we'll send all registrants a copy of the slides, the webinar recording, and a PDF with the questions and answers from today's session. So if anyone has a question during the presentation, please use the Q&A button on the bottom of the screen. Even if we don't get to it during this presentation, because we've already received a lot of questions ahead of time, we'll make sure that we answer all the questions and send it out to everyone who's a participant, so that way everyone sees all the answers to the questions that were asked. A little bit about us. For those who are unfamiliar with Distinguished Programs, we're a leading national insurance program manager providing specialized insurance programs for real estate, community associations, executive lines, inland marine, hotels, marine cargo, restaurants, fine art and collectibles, environmental and construction professional, and surety bonds. Our restaurant program offers umbrella, package, BOP, and cyber coverage. During this 30-minute session, you'll hear directly from our underwriters about Distinguished Restaurant Owners Policy offering and how we can help you better support your restaurant customers. Are you ready to expand your market with Distinguished? Let's get started. Joining us today are Alex Montclair. Alex brings over a decade of experience in the insurance industry, having started as a wholesale broker before working in the MGA space for the past 7 years. In 2023, Alex joined Distinguished to spearhead business development initiatives within the primary hospitality program. Outside of work, Alex enjoys spending time with his wife and energetic 5-year-old, exploring the diverse and scenic landscapes of North Carolina, a state I love. I lived there for a little while. Also joining us are Christine Lind. Christine brings more than 30 years of experience in the insurance industry, starting her career as an account manager and progressing to the underwriting commercial package policies. In 2025, she joined Distinguished as an underwriter for our Restaurant BOP program. Christine lives in North Idaho with her husband and 2 Jack Russell Terriers. In her free time, she enjoys gardening, camping, and crocheting. All right, why don't we jump right in? I'm going to start with you, Christine. Who is the carrier, and can we write in all states?
The carrier is Arch Insurance Company, part of Arch Capital Group Limited, an S&P 500 company with over $23 billion in gross written premium in 2025. We have nationwide availability except for Alaska, Hawaii, Florida, and New York. Arch Insurance is an admitted carrier with an A+ rating.
Yeah, we've worked with them for quite some time. They're a great organization to work with. Alex, this question's for you. What type of restaurant businesses are eligible for our BOP?
Sure. Well, first, Richie, thank you for having me, and big thank you to everyone for taking a little bit of time out of your day to join us. So Distinguished's BOP insurance is available to a variety of restaurant businesses, including limited service or fast casual, casual dining, and upscale dining establishments. Limited service or fast casual restaurants typically offer higher quality food than fast food, with customers ordering at a counter and paying before eating. Many are takeout only. Franchises are eligible. Casual dining restaurants with full table service are also eligible. They typically close by 10 p.m., have liquor sales of 30% or less, and are locally owned. Also, our program includes small to mid-sized upscale dining establishments that are less formal than traditional fine dining, generally close by 11 p.m., and maintain limited liquor sales. Richie, quick point here. I know our brokers have a million markets, each with their own apps and requirements, so we want to avoid heartache in any way we can. So reach out to us first, and we can talk it through to see if it's a fit.
That's great to know. All right, thank you, Alex. Hey, I have a follow-up question to you, Alex. What are the advantages of our Restaurant BOP program?
Numerous, but here's some of my favorites. Our BOP is designed to be both flexible and efficient. Brokers can submit applications online 24/7 through our Broker Connect portal, and we typically turn around responses within 24 to 48 hours. Policies are non-auditable and written on an admitted basis. A big point there, given the market, we can provide excess limits from up to 1 mil to 5 mil. Liquor liability is included, and we're open to new ventures as long as there's adequate management experience. From an appetite standpoint, we're comfortable with sushi restaurants and locations in mixed-use buildings, which is something our competition is pulling back on.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, Christine, I always find it helpful when someone gives me some examples of what we can do within a program. Could you walk us through some sample deals or ideal restaurant types?
Absolutely. I love talking about what I've written. So on the slide, you'll see some examples. The breakfast lunch cafe benefited from strong safety practices and well-maintained cooking and equipment. Because they operate during limited daytime hours, we were able to highlight the reduced severity risks and improve pricing leverage to secure the bind. The neighborhood deli's carrier had non-renewed due to being in a mixed-use building. We were able to offer coverage based on very limited cooking and the deli's reliable refrigeration maintenance and clean loss history. The pizza shop was a new venture and finished up with the builder's risk policy. These new ventures and new location build-outs can be hard for agents to place. With the agent's help documenting the experience of the owners and understanding the business plan, I was able to lock in the bind. The gourmet burger restaurant's carrier rating dropped to a B-, and the franchise required A or better. Since fast casual operations typically carry less liability severity than full-service restaurants, and there was no delivery exposure, I was able to issue a policy and keep the franchise in good standing. The retail bakery is yet another example of an operation in a mixed-use building. The renewing carrier's premium increased over 20% using the mixed-use building as the basis for the renewal increase. It has fresh baked food items that they sell with the cafe that is open for breakfast and lunch. Although it was fully sprinklered, most carriers shy away from these kinds of operations. After assessing the controls in place and excellent ongoing housekeeping, I was able to offer a quote below the expiring premium and place the account with distinguished.
That's great. Hey, Christine, could you take this perhaps a little deeper and tell us what kind of coverages that the BOP program offers places like these?
Absolutely. Our restaurant BOP offers comprehensive coverages, including business income on an actual loss sustained basis, which is important to know, liquor liability, hired and non-owned auto coverage, and blanket additional insured coverage. We also include a robust restaurant enhancement endorsement that adds specialized coverages designed for the unique risks that restaurants face. On top of all of that, we offer a variety of optional coverages to give brokers the flexibility they need. This includes EPLI in select states, data breach or cyber liability coverage, employee benefits liability, stopgap for states with monopolistic state funds, and excess coverage up to $5 million. We can also increase the GL limit to $2.4 million and increase the damages to premises or fire legal liability or tenant legal liability coverage up to $1 million.
Well, that's great. That's pretty robust. But one thing that can be really frustrating for brokers if they submit and we turn them down because they were unaware we didn't cover something. Hey, Alex, can you take us just a little bit into what our BOP doesn't cover?
Sure. So there are a few important coverages that distinguishes BOP doesn't provide. It doesn't include workers' compensation, commercial auto, flood, earthquake, and coverage for coastal properties aren't included either. So it's important to really understand your client's needs.
Thank you, Alex. For some clients, the BOP isn't going to be quite right or sufficient. What other products does Distinguish offer for restaurants, and why should brokers choose the program?
Great question, Richie. So Distinguish offers a comprehensive suite of insurance solutions designed specifically for restaurants, making it a true one-stop shop for brokers and their clients. In addition to our BOP, we offer a healthy package policy that combines property and general liability with optional coverages such as employment practices liability, cyber, and liquor liability for most accounts. Our package policy covers the same eligible restaurant classes as the BOP while also expanding to include wine bars, off-premise caterers, and new ventures with experience. It's available nationwide except Alaska. To round out the program, we also offer a monoline umbrella coverage up to $125 million and standalone cyber options, both available in all 50 states. Brokers choose Distinguished because our policies are non-auditable, provide predictability and peace of mind for their clients. They also gain access to a dedicated team that truly understands the restaurant business. We have A+15 exclusive rated paper, multiple coverage options, and a robust restaurant enhancement endorsement that addresses the unique risks restaurants face.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
When we were putting this together, when we first had sent out the invitations, we got back a lot of people just asking the simple question, how do I submit business? Alex, could you give us just a short thing on that?
Simple, but very, very important, obviously. So our BOP is available exclusively on the Broker Connect portal, which again is open 24/7. Submit a BOP application directly on the Broker Connect portal, and we will review and respond within 24 to 48 hours. To submit business for our other products, package, umbrella, cyber, you'll need to fill out the applicable application and send to restaurants, that's restaurants with an S, at distinguished.com. These applications can be found on the product pages of the Distinguished website. Please note, you must be registered with Distinguished to submit business to us.
Alex, if a broker has other questions, who do they contact?
I hope they do, and pretty easy here. So if you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to me at amontclair@distinguished.com. That's AMONTCLAIR@distinguished.com, or always give me a call at 203-606-6580. For submissions or underwriting questions, you can also email our team directly at restaurants, that's with an S, @distinguished.com. We're here to help.
Great. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into some of the questions that people had sent in ahead of time. And we won't get to all of them, but the ones that were most frequently asked, we want to make sure we address here today. So the first one I'm going to ask to you, Christine. Do we offer an umbrella product?
We do, yes. We have an excess that we offer over our BOP product, and that's over the liquor liability, also the hired and non-owned, and we can go up to $5 million. But of course, you must bind our BOP product in order to have that excess product.
Okay. And Christine, what is the maximum number of locations you can write on a BOP policy?
I get this question very frequently. So the broker portal right now only allows for 2 locations. So if you have 3 or more locations, you can go ahead and send me a quartz directly to me on my email address, clind, Lind, @distinguished.com. Keep in mind, though, the more locations that you have, the policy size limitations. We have 5 million in sales per policy and 10 million TIV.
Great. And in case you missed Christine's email address, it'll be sent out when we send out all the information after this webinar. Hey, Alex, here's a question for you. What are the guidelines for acceptable risks?
Well, restaurants, Richie, are complex and require careful underwriting. Generally, the acceptable risks we look for include fast casual, family casual, or upscale dining concepts. Liquor sales should be about 30% of total revenue, with gross sales under 5 million, and restaurants that close by midnight. We typically avoid location with entertainment such as trivia nights, bingo, karaoke, DJs, or pool tables, since those can introduce additional risks.
Great. Okay, thank you. Christine, another one for you. What is your underwriting appetite for fast food restaurants?
That's a good question. I am asked this often outside of work even. You know, what's the difference between fast food and fast casual? Because we do have that. So when it comes to fast food, our appetite is focused on fast casual restaurants rather than traditional fast food. So if you consider Panera Bread, for instance, fast casual concepts typically use higher quality, often fresh ingredients, and allow for a lot of customization of the meal. Customers will usually order at the counter, but the food could be brought out to the table, and the atmosphere is more modern and comfortable, like a cafe. Prices are moderate, around $10 to $15 a meal, and while service is quick, it is going to be a bit slower than traditional fast food. So in contrast to that, traditional fast food, and I'm going to use McDonald's, uses more standardized processed ingredients. It has limited customization and it really focuses on speed and efficiency, and usually has a very just basic environment. Prices are much lower, and meals are picked up immediately at the counter or at the drive-through. So those are your two differences there.
Okay, thank you, Christine. Alex, here's one for you. Will you offer hired and non-owned auto with delivery exposure?
Sure, good question. So we will. Delivery is acceptable if it's by a third party such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. But unfortunately, if delivery is provided by your employees, we will not provide hired on an auto.
Okay, great. Thank you, Alex. Christine, this is something Alex touched on a little bit earlier, but maybe you could expand on it. Are accounts audited?
We do not audit our restaurant BOP policies. Restaurant owners already deal with tight margins, long hours, and a lot of paperwork. We completely understand why financial audits feel more like a burden than a benefit. And we trust owners are working with an accountant to make sure that their investments stay protected and they are not surprised by unexpected costs.
Great, thank you, Christine. Alex, alcohol is one of the biggest risk factors in restaurants. Are restaurants with high alcohol receipts eligible for the BOP?
I think we think it's pretty generous, Richie. Our restaurant BOP program allows up to 30% liquor sales, but if you have over 30, no fear. Our restaurant package can consider over 30%.
Okay, great. And Alex, how about restaurants with food trucks? Are food trucks eligible?
Not at this time, Richie, unfortunately.
Okay. Christine, how about restaurants with CBD, CBN, THC drinks? Are they eligible for the BOP?
Cannabis and its byproducts are specifically excluded in our BOP program. When using these products, dosing is unpredictable. Effects may vary widely between individuals, and improper handling can create serious liability issue. In a family-friendly environment, keeping ingredients consistent, predictable, and universally appropriate is absolutely essential. That is why we exclude that product.
Okay, all right, thank you, Christine. Do we rate restaurants located in protection class 10?
No, we will write restaurants in protection class 1 through 5. Anything higher than that is out of appetite. And that's because protection class 6 through 10 is going to be at least 500 feet from a fire hydrant and could be more than 5 miles from a fire station. And this will drastically increase the risk of total loss due to a fire.
Okay, all right, understandable. Hey, Alex, do we write frame construction restaurants?
Yes, Richard, we will. We'll write frame construction if it's sprinklered. Any frame and non-sprinklered building is unfortunately going to be a decline.
Okay. Wow, a lot of good questions that people had sent in. Christine, are drive-through only kiosks for building equipment and liability eligible for BOP?
No, drive-through only kiosks are out of appetite. What we are really looking for in our restaurant BOP is some form of customer service and interaction. So whether it's ordering at the counter or being served by a wait staff, we want restaurant staff responsible for order taking, prepping of the meals, and handling off to order to the customer.
Okay. All right, so those are the questions that we had sent in ahead of time. We're getting a few sent in via the Q&A function. We've got time to answer them. What about catering? Do we cover catering?
Catering is a complex and different kind of word between every single agent. Catering can mean anything from having a place set aside in your restaurant that is a separate room where people will consider that to be catering. Catering can also be something where they just prep the meals and someone comes and picks them up for an event. Catering can also mean setting up, serving, the meal at an event away from the premises. So there's several different ideas of catering that people have. So it's we need to drill that down when we're having the conversation. Whenever I go online to social media, I will always check to see what is catering. And if I can't quite figure that out, I will ask for more information. So catering in the BOP is okay so long as you are not taking your employees and having them staff and set up at the location, like a wedding or a birthday party. As long as they aren't doing that, it's okay in the BOP. But we will take out the hired and non-owned coverage because they are driving back and forth with that product. And that's just not something that we're willing to take on.
That's right. Yeah. If I could add in there, Richie and Christine answered that beautifully. When they start to have the employees on site hanging out, serving, it starts to get into that special event arena where they're maybe also doing some design, which is a decline for us. And if they're really heavy into that, it's probably not going to be a fit either.
Okay. All right. Thank you. This one, it might be a little specific, so just let me know if we need to check on it. But does the EPLI cover wage and hour?
That particular, I do not have an answer to, but I'd be happy to dive into it and let you know.
Okay, great. Someone was asking, how do we get appointed with Distinguished?
Good question, Richie. I'll take that. You go to Distinguished's website, distinguished.com, top right corner, register. I think the process takes maybe less than 5 minutes. Acceptance is nearly instant, and you can start writing. The beautiful thing about Distinguished is there are no premium requirements for our program, at least. I'm not sure about others. So we really want to be a partner for when you need us, which is hopefully more times than not.
Okay. Christine, do you know off the top of your head, does the excess policy provide excess over liquor?
Yes, it does. It provides over our BOP liquor. Yes. And we can go up to $5 million, which I think is pretty nice in these times. We're seeing some carriers are getting off either liquor, or they're getting off the excess, or they're getting off an excess that will go over a liquor. So we have all of these different options that are available for our clients.
Okay. Are the policies rated off of sales or square feet?
Our policies for the BOP are rated off of sales. And there's a lot that goes into the rating. So it's not just the sales, but that's primarily what we're going to want to know. But we also need to know what the construction of the building is. We'll need to know whether or not it is sprinklered and how old the building is, where it's located. There's so many different things to consider within the rating, but the sales is where we're going to drive that premium.
Okay. Do we have an age of building limitation?
No, we do not. But the caveat on that is the building age really doesn't matter, but it needs to be, if it is over 30 years old, all of the updates need to have been done within the last 20 years. So as of now, 2026, updates had to have been done by 2006. Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay. What are our coastal guidelines?
So for the BOP, we have certain states that we do not want to write any closer to the coastline than 50 miles. I can't remember off the top of my head what those are. Maybe Alex might remember that quickly, but I know that South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas, and Florida we don't write in. So there's about 4 or 5 different coastal areas. So the BOP will not write anything that is within that 50 miles, but Alex could probably speak to how the package reacts to that or not.
It mirrors it pretty much, Richie. I mean, we're really not looking for a lot of these accounts with really huge, wind risks associated with it. I mean, 50 miles from the coast in general is probably a very good measurement to think of us as.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Do we require loss runs in order to get a quote?
Yes. I will ask for loss runs. In order to get through the portal, we don't require that you put loss runs in there unless there was a claim. But and if there was a claim and you're open with that, the portal will ask you to upload your losses. But I will, after you get through the portal, I will ask you for the current year plus 4 prior. So you might want to just prepare for that now. That is going to be a requirement that I ask for.
Okay. All right, we're close to running out of time, and that was actually the last question that I see submitted up to this point. So if we get any more and I haven't gotten to them again, we'll answer these questions and send it out to everybody afterwards. So even while I'm wrapping us up here, if you have something, send it in, we'll make sure we answer it. So as I said, we'll send all registrants a copy of the slides, the webinar recording, and a PDF with the questions and answers from today's session, including the ones that were submitted in the chat during the webinar. And of course, you should feel free to reach out directly to Alex and Christine, whose contact information will also be sent to you. If you enjoyed today's webinar, stay up to date with our latest events by following us on social media. We post about insurance market insights and industry news, and you'll learn about our latest free webinars, ebooks, and case studies. I'd like to thank everyone who joined us for today's webinar, and especially to our panelists, Alex Montclair and Christine Lind, for sharing their valuable insights. We hope you found this information useful and that you now have all the information you need regarding our restaurant business owners policy so you can better support your clients. Remember, our underwriters will be available to answer any follow-up questions you may have. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and have a great rest of the afternoon. Again, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Christine.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Thanks all. See ya.